We are getting family photos done today. Since we're getting family photos done, I thought today would have been as good a time as any to tell you our birth story. Our birth story is a beautiful one, and every birth story is so unique. And my last birth story, birthing twins, was crazy and still beautiful in its own way. But this one was so redemptive, and I am just so thankful for all the things that God did to make this birth experience the best it could have ever been. So her due date was actually in December, but I knew that I had a feeling that I was not going to make it to December. I was just holding out for Thanksgiving break, honestly. We come to the middle of the week, and I honestly thought that I was going to go into labor like Monday or Tuesday. At my doctor's appointment, they were like, oh yeah, no, you're only a centimeter dilated. You could go for another 2 weeks. And I was like, awesome. Being only pregnant with one kid this time and not twins, I was still ready to have this baby come out. On Wednesday, I was feeling perfectly fine. Everything was great. I was so excited that I was going to be able to make it to Thanksgiving and do all the Thanksgiving things with family. And then Wednesday night came along. So Wednesday night rolls around and I'm starting to feel a little off, just like, extra crampy. And so I take a hot shower, lay in bed, and go to sleep. Everything's fine. I wake up, I kid you not, I wake up midnight in so much pain. I had Braxton Hicks for over 2 weeks at this point, but these felt so different. My husband told me to start timing them, and I did, and they were legit 3 minutes apart. We called my mom to come over, and being in the middle of the night, she was on her way, and we still hadn't had everything packed. Our hospital bags were packed, but we didn't have the car seat ready. It was kind of like a mad dash to get the rest of the things in the car and ready, even though I was 38 weeks pregnant and probably should have had that stuff planned, but this is the third kid, so. Literally doing my hair and makeup because I don't know what I'm gonna be walking into. We leave our house around 1 o'clock, get in, and they're like, yeah, you're 1.5 centimeters dilated, but your contractions are pretty consistent, so do you want anything for them? So I took some medicine and got some good amount of rest. When I woke up, they were like, hey, do you wanna walk around, see if you can progress any, and then we'll go from there, because I hadn't been admitted yet. So I walk around for 40 minutes, get back in the bed. I'm waiting to get checked by the doctor, and she comes in and she's like, yeah, you're 3 centimeters now, so things are moving along. Do you want to go ahead and just, stay here, get started with the process, and have this baby today? And as much as I wanted to be with my family on Thanksgiving, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and just get this party started. But I didn't want to get any Pitocin or anything right off the bat. I just wanted to kind of see what my body was able to do on its own. My contractions started to get way off course. They would go every 7 minutes, every 15 minutes. So it was getting kind of crazy. This was by the afternoon. And so I went ahead around 1 o'clock, got on some Pitocin. Now, I know everyone's birthing experience is different, and everyone getting on Pitocin is so different. So my body has had a good experience both times now with Pitocin, but it does intensify things pretty quickly. And my contractions were intense. They were happening every minute and a half for a minute. It felt like a minute long. It was probably less than that, probably 30 seconds, but it was intense. So after an hour of that, my mom kind of looks at me and she's like, honey, it's not going to get any better. This is the part of labor where you're getting close. So if you want the epidural, go ahead and order it. The whole thing with the epidural, I always get super anxious, and then my labor shakes start to come in, so it was just a lot. But my husband was there, he calmed me down, it was perfect. Get the epidural. Once you do that, you're kind of bedridden, obviously, and so I went ahead and just laid there. They gave me this special little pillow that can help with making sure the baby stays in the right position, and then also help me progress in labor. So I went ahead and laid on one of my sides, and then they come and flip you over after a certain amount of time. I kid you not, within 30 minutes, I looked at my husband and I said, I think I have to push. Of course, those words kind of freaked him out a little bit, and there was like literally nobody in the room but the two of us. And so he was like, okay, I'll call a nurse. Go ahead and get the baby area set up, because they hadn't even had like the blankets or anything ready for her area, because we thought it was going to be a couple more hours. And all of a sudden the doctor comes in and she checks me and she goes, yep, you're a 10. So the only thing keeping you from meeting your baby is your water. Okay, well, let's do this thing. So they set everything up, and in the meantime, I'm like holding it in. Like, I feel like I'm like squeezing her to the point where like she's not gonna come out, because I was so scared that if I even just sneezed, like boom, she would be out. She breaks my water and we're waiting for a contraction. I go through one and they were like, okay, one more contraction and I think she'll be here. The nurse was kind of telling me when I was about to have one. And so she goes, all right, you're about to have one. Let's do this. And so I push once. They were like, we can see the head. I pushed twice. They were like, you can do it in one more and she's here. And on the 6th push, I pushed out my beautiful daughter at 7 pounds, 2 ounces. And it was just the most magical. My husband being like this close to my face this time instead of like forever away was just so perfect. And she came into the world screaming, crying, which is of course what every mother wants to hear. Just in awe of how perfect and how beautiful this gift was and how amazing God is. I kid you not, like this has been the most beautiful recovery. I did not have to get any stitches. I did not have to get a blood transfusion, which was also the prayer this time around. I'm just so thankful and still in awe of how her whole birth came to be. And that is how our sweet little Nora came into this world.